Please understand that the Great Tribulation begins when the war starts. North Korea, they have nuclear weapons, powerful ones. Russia has powerful weapons of warfare. France, all of these great countries, Russia is going to start testing.
After months of preparations, the Russian President Vladimir Putin has launched a major military operation against Ukraine. Speaking on national television, Mr. Putin urged Ukrainian troops to lay down their arms and go home. He warned that anyone who interfered in Russia's actions would face retaliation. Loud explosions have been now heard in Ukraine in lots of different cities as the Russian assault has begun. President Biden said that the world will hold Russia accountable for its aggression. NATO has condemned what it called a reckless and unprovoked attack.
The President's office at the moment, a full-blown nationwide attack with military infrastructure that is being attacked nationwide.
What would China do if war breaks out? They blame the West for creating this crisis. China cannot publicly endorse an invasion. They cannot support a war. What they can do is this: A, blame the West for instigating the crisis, and B, help Putin navigate Western sanctions. They've done it before, in 2014, and they will do it again if war breaks out. In fact, Chinese state media is already doing the groundwork for this. Let me show you some headlines. Here's what one of them says: US needs Ukraine crisis to legitimize its military presence in Europe. Here's another one: instigating Ukraine crisis serves US interests. You see the pattern. And this will be China's first step: blame the West.
China, Russia, everything, they'll bring down US. US will sink.
Russia's relations with the West may be strained, but in the East they are flourishing. Russian President Vladimir Putin and his Chinese counterpart Xi Jinping met for talks in Beijing on Friday, where they pledged support for one another. The pair issued a joint statement calling for NATO to halt its expansion, a further sign of the deepening of the relationship between the two neighbours. The joint statement included harsh criticism of the United States. It said Russia and China opposed further enlargement of US-led NATO and called on the alliance to abandon its ideologized Cold War approaches. A halt to NATO's eastward addition of new member states is a key demand of the Kremlin in its standoff with the West over Ukraine. The Kremlin said the talks were warm and substantive, describing their relationship as an advanced partnership with a special character.
As for our bilateral relations, they are developing linearly with the spirit of friendship and strategic partnership and have reached an unprecedented level. They are an example of upstanding relations which help both sides to develop and support each other at the same time.
Putin, who is in Beijing to attend the Winter Olympics, also unveiled a new major gas deal with China, reducing its dependence on its traditional European energy customers. The joint statement also said Moscow fully supported Beijing's stance on Taiwan and opposed Taiwanese independence in any form. Chinese state media reported Xi said China and Russia would resolutely support each other in defending core interests and would deepen strategic cooperation. Xi also said China-Russia strategic cooperation was unshakable, past, present and future.
When this starts, it's a war that has never been before in the world. Demons will invade the earth. The earth will shake. Everything will be destabilized. That's when the tribulation will begin. And the Bible says if those days were not shortened, no flesh will be saved. No flesh, not spiritual, flesh. Humans will be dying like rats. Guess what? In the midst of it, we are in the glory of God. That's when you will not see that the same God who brought food to Elijah will supply food in our houses. The same God who rained manna in the wilderness. All of you in your houses, you shall be clothed. protected with angelic presence. None of these forces will come nigh you. And for your sake shall the days be shortened. But the world will never recover again, because it will definitely come on the rapture for the Antichrist to now come.